Hello and welcome to a little bit of streaming. Hope you're all doing well. Um, yeah, so we're gonna continue the project. During the last episode, we got the skybox implemented, and I also, after the stream, fixed the whole gap here in the skybox. The bug was due to not enough decimals on the number pi. So yeah, the algorithm was fine. So we fixed that. Um, yeah. So what's next? Well, there are some bugs that we could fix, but they are not very high priority right now. Let's see. Yeah, we could have different fixes for this, but yeah. Let's see our to-do list here. We did the pipeline stuff for the skybox. We also created this. I marked them red because they were related to rendering and not actual gameplay. Let's size these up. Okay. So we want some basic interaction, and I think we're going to solve that with some basic colliders. So maybe we spawn an object here and then assign a sphere bounding volume to this player character and then a sphere to the object, and we can start building some basic interaction. Yeah, let's do that. Just a sec. Um, I think you need to. Maybe I did it during the chess game stuff, but it depends on which part of the camera you're talking about. The player camera here or the free floating one? Um, let's see. I'm just gonna write some stuff here. I did that. I can't remember whether it was maybe not last episode, but the episode before that, I think. The one called rotations and stuff or something like that. But yeah, it's also yeah, I might have fixed this part of the rotation here in the following episode. I can't remember. Okay. Okay. So there are two steps for us here. We have our sphere debug mesh here. And we would like to create one for the player as well, I think. Yeah. So when we create the game, we actually do get the radius right here, and a sphere only needs a center and a radius. So this will both help us find the center and specify at least the biggest possible radius that would make sure to contain the player character in all planes. So we don't actually need additional information in the player struct right now. But debug prim buffer. Maybe we need a group flag or something like that. We could just do something like const unsigned int boxes and const unsigned int spheres. And kind of like do something like game state ABBs. And there we go. Oh, -1. Let's see, so there we go. Okay, this sphere shouldn't be drawn. And we're trying to fix maybe it doesn't flush, does it? Well, should flush right here. Oh, okay. Update debug data. We pass along the number of cubes and spheres. Let's just do maybe like this. Oh, did we hard code it? Maybe we did. Yeah, we did. We did. Sphere instances. All right, we should be good now. No sphere. Okay. Okay. Let's do lights. Let's do cubes. Sphere. Um, sorry, I got distracted. Okay, so actually the lights should be, I guess, updated. Well, the debugging rendering, the debug rendering is not supposed to be highly efficient or sophisticated, but we would want some kind of control over how we draw things. We could just kind of like decide that the last one is the main lights. Last position in buffer is the main lights. We don't know the position of the lights. We just want a sphere that's surrounding that one. The renderer knows it, but yeah, we will maybe just hard code it. Because I think something like sphere colliders. Yeah, I think we should do something like that. Hello, buddy. How you doing? Okay, we will do that. So out here we will simply game state debug primitive buffer here. We will push back a empty debug primitive. Oh, not pop back, push back. Push back, push back. I'm alright. Just a bit tired, but it's the way it is sometimes. Okay, let's see. Let's see, unsigned int here instead. And let's see. We do something like debug primitive pointer equals let's just do prim equals primitives I. Okay, we will update this. I actually think this could be collapsed into a more efficient while loop where we just increment this pointer here. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're still good. And then uh, we know last position of primitives is a sphere. We don't need the data since the renderer will supply it. And that's basically it here. Okay. And we're still good. Great stuff. Okay. So now we should be able to do something like for unsigned int I less than spheres -1 I plus plus, and simply do some of the same stuff here. Let's see, plus boxes, I guess, or what? No. Plus boxes here. This should be fine. Right now, this won't do anything. Oh. Need a little semicolon here. Da, da. Let me just change the music here. All right. Let's do a player collider here. Player collider. Unsigned int I. Oh no, we don't need that. It's basically only one. Colliders. We do something like game state, debug, primitive buffer, in place spec. And let's see, we want scale, blah, blah, blah. We will lay it out here. And we want to place an XMFlow3 here for the first one is the scale. Well, that's the radius. That's the radius. And actually we will just need one component since it's a sphere. A sphere? 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 Right. So game state, player data, model scale. This should be actually the radius, and then 0, 0. And then the translation should be the game state, XMFloat 3, game state, player. Let's see, do we have X, Y? We also have a C, but I don't know. And a game state, blah blah blah. See component here, and then the color. Float 4, right? No. Yeah. Yeah. And we want a green collider on the player, at least for to start with. Let's see. Okay. Does that work? Not it. Not it. Okay. But we do create it in our buffer. We do submit it probably. Oh, we need a update here. Let's do unsigned int spheres. Always 1 for the lights. Always 1 for main lights. And then we plus here. Still net. Let's see. Oh, we got something right. Oh well, I guess we haven't implemented the rendering part. So now we're just passing weird data around, right? Aren't we? Aren't we? Well, maybe we aren't. Let's see. Let's do sphere matrix, although it doesn't matter, it's just naming. We should get this run at least once. Ran light debug stuff, or rather not light, sphere. Yeah, it did work, at least in regards to that. But maybe -1 or what? No. 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 Okay, let's see. What do we actually end up passing in? Oh, it doesn't update. Okay, so 64 boxes, that seems about right. And 2 spheres. And primitives is 66. Primitive is 66. The last one is just standard disk. Oh, wait a minute for... Oh, I know why. It's because we're only using the X component here. Maybe this will... Oh, that's wrong. That's 40 boxes. Now that looked weird. Okay. There we go. So we have a sphere that is not sufficiently big because we need 2 times this value. Yep. There we go. So we have a but it doesn't update every tick. Well, doesn't the model player data in our simulation, don't we update the model data? X, we do update it, but why aren't we? I mean, our application should flush. The C and X component should be updated, right? Am I placing the wrong translation? No. Did I not do it correctly inside the renderer? Primitive X. Yeah. I mean, the object does get created around the player. Oh, it's because I don't flush, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, we do lose a couple of frames on it, but yeah, when we skip this, everything of course gets a bit faster. Okay. So selecting something makes our thingy he keeps on drifting away. Where you going, buddy? Out into space. Looks rather cool, actually. Okay. Yeah. So we got that implemented. We have dynamic. What do you call it? Oh, maybe it was because I was in the debug mode. Thank you very much. Courtesy of Esso, who actually took the picture. It's the Milky Way. Reference in the description. But yeah, it looks rather awesome being in space. Gonna play around with maybe upping the quality even a bit more. Yeah, depending on what is possible from the original text picture. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Maybe I can mess around with it in terms of compression. I mean, I lose a lot of information compressing it to PNG or JPEG, I think. But yeah. All right, we have colliders that are visible, and if we just select something, they will keep on being visible. Yeah. So now we can create objects that we kind of like collide with or can interact with. So maybe we should do a little Blender model or something. Maybe just a test sphere inside our simulation. We could do, well, Maybe we could do something like we could do something like a, well, I don't know, class or structure or whatever. Um, um, yeah, we want some kind of like collider storage. I don't know. Uh, let's do simulation storage. And let's do a G storage. And let's do sphere collider. Let's do game types. Do we have DirectX in here? Camera, probably then. Yes. Okay, DirectX XM float 3 center. And then a float radius. And let's do a. We don't need the player collider. We have that in the game state, but we want something like a vector of sphere colliders. Or do we want that in a storage, or do we want it in a game state? I don't know. Right now it doesn't matter. We could also just add it to the game state struct for now. And then separate stuff out in terms of for rendering player buffers. Yeah, let's just do a buffer here. Sphere collider. Sphere colliders. Let's just do that. Yeah, let's keep this in terms of handling our simulation. And let's do game state for now, game state data as our underlying struct for the simulation. But yeah, we could change the architecture eventually. So our application, do we just want to create a invisible object that we can collide with? Yeah, I guess. So the player creation, create the game area, load textures, that's fine. Materials, player creation, a lot of exclamation signs. Okay, world objects. Uh, invisible test object for interaction. So our game state, collider, sphere colliders, will create one. Well, maybe there are 8 tiles per row, so maybe at x equals 2 and y equals 2. Yeah, let's try that. Let's do a float object radius 5, maybe. No, let's do 2. And we want to let's do the center here. 2 on the x, object radius on the y, and then this is for the center, and then a what do you call it, 2.0 on the set, and then we pass along our object radius as well. Okay, so we create an indivisible object. Let's do our debug information for it. So object sphere colliders, and then we do simply for, not for like in golf, for, watch out, there's a golf ball flying into space directly headed at your position. I don't know. Sphere colliders here, size, and we simply do whatever we did for our thingy here. I dot what? Huh? Sphere colliders. Center, right? No, no radius. Why doesn't IntelliSense pick anything up? Oh, okay. IntelliSense, are you with me? Are you with me? Yeah. So this should create the debug stuff, right? No? No? No, no. No. Okay, because we need this one. No. No más. Okay, so it's created right here at set and x equals 2. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And we create it up here. And I definitely ended up having, what is it up? Okay, I'm messing around. Maybe this, well, what happens if I just specify 0? Does it end up looking weird? Yeah, it does. So maybe, I don't know. Then it's not a radius, then it's a diameter, right? I guess no. for some reason, when it's the radius on the y, well, yeah, okay. The center on the y is of course half of the radius. Yeah, okay. So we have a let's just do this so it follows. Okay, so we have a collider right here, but nothing happens. So we want some kind of like collisions. We have rays here. We want some thing in the core to handle collisions with spheres. Let me just close all this. Don't need the rendering. Camera collisions is fine. Okay, we move this up here and move this up here, and then okay. Okay, we don't need this inside our spheres. Collisions. Spheres, and then this namespace here. Okay. Oh, I realized that our raise stuff here. Nah, maybe we can just forward declare it. It doesn't need to know. Oh, it knows then. Yeah, the CPP file does. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, but we did actually ended up in raise defining it in resource types, I guess. Well, debug primitive. Okay, instead of game types, we have included resource types. Let's move it then. Oh, whoops, ended up deleting everything. Okay. We moved it into that header file, and then we can do something like sphere, or declare this one sphere collider. Is it inside? No, it's not inside. Struct, and then do a int sphere on spheres collisions. Sounds like something PG, right? We pass in a sphere collider reference test testee, or rather subject. I don't know what to call it. Input, and then Colliders. Didn't we? I think we did. We need a inclusion of the vector stuff here. Okay, and then int result equals -1, and we return result. And then we do simply a collision check for a sphere. And it's pretty simple. I can't, let's see. You simply check whether the distance between the centers, as far as I remember, offset by the radii. Indicates a collision or not. Let's do. Let's see. Spheres. We simply do a function here. Bool test sphere, and we do sphere collider A, sphere collider B, and let's do XM vector. Oh, we haven't included DirectX math or what? Spheres vector. No, we don't have. Now let's do resources, resource types. And then we have DirectX math. Okay, let's do using namespace DirectX. There we go. And let's do an XM vector here. Distance equals, first of all, we need an XM vector AC, XM load float 3, A dot center, XM vector BC, XM load float 3B, B center. Right, oh, there we go. And then we subtract what do you call it? The XM subtract, we can just do AC minus a BC. Distance, and then float distance squared equals XM dot vector 3 dot distance with distance, we get the XM vector dot dot xm dot plane dot matrix dot 3 dot. Does this return an XM vector? Yeah, it does. Okay, we need to grab it then from the first part of the register. Should be all slots that are filled with the dot product. And then we do float radii sum equals A radius plus B radius. And as you can see, this is pretty fast because we are done in a sec. We simply return whether the distance squared is less than or equal to the radii sum squared. So for unsigned int I equals 0 and I less than the colliders dot size. We simply do this test if test sphere with our input and our colliders I here. If it's true, return I. So this is a basic intersection test. We're able to specify the player collider and check if it intersects a list of other colliders. Let's see. Okay. Resource types. Didn't I? Is this core? Okay. Oh, okay. 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 Don't you worry, baby. I'll fix it. I'll fix it for you. Okay, so in our simulation, handle player input, we don't need that. Display player stats, check player yeah, okay. I'm just considering how to handle the color, but anyway, we will check whether the player is inside the interactable zone of any of our colliders. So we will do a core sphere collider here, player collider, and we will set the center to our game state player X. Model center Y, and then C here. And let's just clamp it then. Whoops. There we go. And the player collider radius is equal to the model center as before. And then we do Let's do int collision equals, let's do include, not right here, but here. Call include call collisions. Please, I hit the wrong button. Okay, collisions, core collisions, sphere on sphere collisions are dirty stuff, and our game states. Oops. Sphere colliders here. Not sphere collider, of course. If collision larger than or equals 0, we right now just write a message to the console. Get out of my space. Okay. So let's check our console here. Get out of my space. And we can see it spamming us. Well, it's not doing things correctly. I think oh yeah, okay. So yeah, there might be some weird interaction between the rendering layer and the actual representation of this one, maybe either one of these spheres in memory, because we are colliding right here, and that's obviously a bug. So the thing is not getting rendered correctly, I think. Let's see. Let's fix it. So our spheres. Well, this is both the radius and let's see. This is more reasonable, right? Yeah. Yeah. So that's the problem. Okay. Yeah, that probably also fixed our problem up here. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, then it's just resting on whatever. Yeah. So, but yeah, we could reduce the radius a bit here. Okay. Oh, that's way too small. Okay. Maybe just one. Okay. So let's see, get out of my space here. Whoops, we're just walking away. Let's actually, yeah, and the debug primitive is a bit more coarse than, or rather rough, probably, than the actual sphere itself. But yeah, we do get some solid collision checking here. Yeah, and the spamming of the message is really bad for a frame rate. It costs us a mere 300 FPS. Okay, so we could do some stuff here. Maybe do something like, let's see, no background, no focus, no collapse. I don't know. Aren't we? Are we? Debug stats, renderer controls, debug default. I mean, no move, no title bar, no background. I can't remember the one that. No save settings. Oh my god, I just missed it. Anyway, then let's just open a pop-up here. Pop-up. Open pop-up. Let's see. Do we want to create a pop-up or just a window? Well, let's just do a window. ImGUI begin. Doodaloo. Whoops. And then no save settings. Set next window position. Whoops. So we can do maybe a window that gets created here. And then ImGUI in, of course. And then in ImGUI text. We did it! But what is it? Now that is the question. What is it? Okay. Let's see. So imagine this was some kind of like menu for interacting. Isn't that neat? Okay, so that's proof of concept. Then we could alter the game state. We could also store it on the player, but I don't know. Maybe we don't want to do that. Maybe we don't want to do that. Yeah, maybe we just let's do time management. Accumulated delta time for clocks and stuff. And let's do something like interaction. Or maybe just, we could also just do something like, we could imagine having multiple spheres that we collide with in the same area. So let's just do something like on-site int sphere collisions. Yeah, let's do that. It will be more data driven then. And not a lot of if not, blah, blah, blah stuff. So we'll leave this out right now. And right now we don't support multiple collisions, but we could do something like basically we could just do a version of this function. Let's do a std vector find sphere collisions, and we basically do the same thing here. And then we'll create a version. Instead of creating it, we should probably just, oh yeah, this is gonna create a memory allocation. So let's do void and then do std vector unsigned int with a parameter c style here, out indices. Let's do that instead, so we don't create a heap allocation every time we run this function. Let's see. So we basically do this. Instead, we do though something like this clear, and if this is the case, we simply push back the I value. There we go. So this will actually allow us to collide with multiple spheres, which I think is probably a bit more handy, even though right now we are not gonna use it. And then we do something like game state, sphere collisions. And right now we can disable this if check here. We don't care. And then, oh, maybe. Okay. If the size here, we of course add a what do you call it? We simply create a oh, it's unsigned int, right? Yeah. Yeah, I would like actually to return ints, although yeah. No, let's do its and then our sphere collisions here, because then I can add a minus 1 to the back of the buffer here. And simply allow us to do a manipulation of the color of yeah, the color of the player collider. Anyway, so if it's the case that we found collisions, we simply push back a -1 here. Okay, and then outside our renderer, we can do colliders here, player collider, blah, blah, blah. But we can simply ask our game state collision collisions. Wow, that's very ambiguous. It's almost called the same thing. Sphere collision index indices. There we go. That's better. And inside our simulation here. Okay, if the back what's this sphere? What do you mean? Okay, so if this is the case, we know we need to colorize the let's just do a bool flag color player. Well, basically, do we even need this check? If we do have collisions? No, we don't. It's kind of like wasteful. It doesn't make any sense to do this. Because if we have collisions between the player and other objects, we don't need to do this. We can simply, we will know that we have collisions. So therefore the player needs a different color. Okay. Let's just do then debug no sphere collision indices dot size. If this is the case, we simply do a transformation of the affected indices, and you might be asking, well, why don't I do some kind of if or else statement up here? And that's basically because if statements leads to branch predictions, and it's way, way faster just to alter the data one more time. A branch prediction usually leads to a flush of the CPU instruction sets, not sets, but the CPU instructions, and therefore, yeah, you want to avoid them inside a for loop for that matter. I mean, if this were more computationally heavy and we maybe were interested in optimizing the cache read stuff, yeah, we would probably do more work for each sphere, but still, yeah. Branches should be outside of loops in general. Okay, so, and also this allows us a kind of like soft reset every time. This is not filled with any index. Okay, so let's see. So we just need some, right now we know the indices here. So we have our tiles set up here. So we don't need to reload that. So we have our tiles, +1 because we have a player placed inside this next. We could also, let's just do it like this. Okay. And then color will be set to red, of course. Yeah. Um, yeah, basically it's these functions where we check whether two spheres intersect. And of course we need the alpha here. And then we set our thingy here to red. This should be fine, right? Let's do, yeah. Great stuff. So now we will actually be able to see whenever we collide with something. And yeah, we could do some simulation here. Yeah, so that's pretty neat. Okay, we didn't have any viruses or threats at the moment. But as everyone else on the internet, we're living only moment to moment. So Windows Defender might warn us about something in the future. Anyway, okay, so we have actually created some basic interaction stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's pretty neat. Now we should probably just do some gameplay stuff. I guess. Also, I would want another texture for that floor. I mean, this texture here is kind of like quite boring, to say the least. But yeah, I don't know. Anything you guys would like to see? Maybe just create a model in Blender or something for the actual interactable, so it's not just what do you call it? What do you call it? Our collider here. Maybe let me just try out what the penalty of enabling flushing as true. Does cost us a little bit, but yeah, right now we will set the flag to true. Always flush the debug. Okay, maybe we want a controllable flag in the UI for that. Okay, show debug, blah blah blah. Let's do a checkbox here. App flags, bool, flush debug. Always. And let's do a checkbox here in the debugging stuff. Then we can toggle it. Yeah. Okay, we should do some modeling or try. Yeah, I won't be going on with the stream for too long today. So, but yeah, it was nice doing some collision stuff. Anyway, always flush debug information. Okay, now we can toggle it. If it's true, then we set this to true, otherwise we set it to false. Okay, so let's see, always flush, yeah, so now we're not flushing. Yeah, that's a fine flag to be able to set. If we ever end up needing the performance, but yeah, I don't think the debugging stuff is what we're gonna optimize then. Okay. Let's clean this up a bit. Oops. Objects and there. No, object colliders. Okay. Okay. So we could maybe create a model here. Um, Let me just look into a texture for the floor. Create tileable texture dirt GIMP maybe? Do I need to watch a tutorial? Okay, well. Okay, I'm gonna do that off stream. That's too boring. That's way too boring. Okay, so I want some kind of like yeah. Probably you could find something in writing. Uh, that is faster to digest, but yeah. Okay. Whoops. Not the Bluetooth stuff. Let's try messing around with Blender here. So what does our spaceman want to interact with? So my generalized vision for this game is something like, yeah, this is just ideas, but maybe some kind of like terraforming. uh, I know this combination might sound weird, and we'll just try it out, but roguelike game where the character uh, will die, or maybe he's a clone or something. Uh, uh, and whatever is cloning him uh, uh, is like intelligent or something like that. So uh, maybe an AI controls the uh, AI is from a corporation. Is that correctly spelled? No, it's not. Corporation. Okay. Uh, um, uh, that player is a clone, and then uh, when he dies, uh, um, he gets cloned with new properties, abilities. Yeah. What do you have in mind? Pickable items like mining or whatever. Like a Yeah, okay. Yeah, we could do that. Okay. I guess we could do that. Some kind of inventory system. Uh, anyway, yeah. Inventory system. Um, yeah, we could do that. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I guess I need some kind of like. I need to mess around with the gameplay loop itself. Okay, let's create a simple interaction then. Uh, so let me just change the music. It's really, really going nuts right now. So let's maybe, yeah, I don't know, some kind of like station or whatever. Mm, do we want a mirror modifier? Auto mirror. Okay. Sculpting. Edit mode. Oh, okay. Mirror modifier is on then. Um, mm, whoops. Oh, we can actually do something like this. There we go. Oh, oh, whatever. Okay. Scale on the C. Well, doesn't work. What? Scale on the C. Scale on the Y. X. I'm not allowed to. What? What on earth is happening? Solid. I mean, Scaling should be... Oh my god, I'm such a noob at Blender. Oh, that's only the whole one of the faces. Okay, there we go. And then we could do something like a loop cut here. And then extrude. Scale. Let's see, scale set 0. And then, no, well, what is happening? -1, huh? Okay. We could create some kind of like weird bench like that. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need some food. I'm really hungry. Can't really think. Yeah. So basically, I want to experiment with some kind of like subsystem crafting system, and I think the model right now is just a distraction and me being out of focus. Yeah, so I should probably just end things here today. Um, since yeah, we got some good stuff up and running, and I'll need to be able to think a bit more straight in terms of figuring out how I want to create a gameplay loop. Uh, I don't think models right now are important. Um, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna end things here today. But it was nice being back at it. So hopefully you found it helpful, inspirational, or maybe just entertaining. Uh, Feel free to support the channel. There are ways to do it in the description. Otherwise, just comment, like, or subscribe. Anyway, thanks for checking the stream out and hanging out with me. It's always nice to see people active in the chat. All right. See you guys around and take care. Bye bye.